February 21st, 2016. Finally moving along here and getting some stuff ready for the 2016 garden. I got my beds all prepped and ready to go, so now all I have to do is plant. I did get a couple things planted this weekend after I get the beds ready. Last year I had my snow peas or sugar snaps here, and my tomatoes over here, so I flipped those. My trellis over here, I just moved this trellis on this side and then the tomato trellis over on this side. So I'm going to do my peas over here this year and my tomatoes over here this year. I was at Home Depot earlier today and found some kale, 9 of them for $3 at Home Depot, so I had to grab those. I usually start those under lights, but they were so cheap that I couldn't pass that up. So I went ahead and got some kale planted. On this side is where I've got I'm going to do sugar snaps over here and snow peas on this side. But got all my wood up to keep the squirrels from digging in. I got some little extra fencing there I put over them, so I think it's going to shelter them well. Got some dinosaur kale in the ground. Here's my collard trees that from last year I took the stakes, or cut them up and made little live stakes out of them. So one there, and there's the tip of the other that I've been keeping that tip inside. But I think I'm going to get some radishes here. I bought some radish seeds. So in this area I'm going to do some radishes, a couple of different kinds. I'm going to try something this year with the screen. You can see the wood in the ground there. Just going to get it in focus. See that wood there, those little stakes. I'm going to lay this screen on top to help keep the birds and squirrels out from digging. I think that'll work. I did this a little bit last year, but I like the wood stakes there. I can just adjust the height of it, and that should keep them out. But if I can find a couple more screen doors, I'm going to just do that for all my beds when I'm starting stuff from seed. That should keep most of the birds and squirrels out. But I think I got my bed all lined up and figuring out what I'm going to plant. I was going to do cilantro. I went ahead and planted some cilantro seeds over here, but I never had too much luck with cilantro. So if they come up, they come up. If they don't, I'm just going to plant some radish seeds in between and see what works the best. But let's see. Kale. This area is going to be Swiss chard, so in the middle there. And then in the middle, I'm going to do a couple successions of amaranth, and just harvest those young for greens. And then I'm going to have my buckhorn, which was there, so I'm thinking that some of that will come up again. If not, I'll have to plant some more. If it doesn't come up, I actually might plant it in the bed behind me. I've started a new bed that I'm going to try to get some perennials going that I can put a hoop over in the wintertime. And then I'm going to do 2 Egyptian spinach plants over there. And then on this side, I'll have my tomatoes. You see the lines coming down. I need to tie a few more. I'm going to do 6 tomatoes and then Malabar spinach. Trellis those up. And then I have beets in the front here, and ground cherries. I'm going to try ground cherries for the first time this year, so I'm going to do some ground cherries there. And once the sugar snaps give up and the heat takes them, I'm going to plant some Malabar spinach on this side and let it go up. And I think I'm going to do bush beans over there once those peas dry up, and maybe a basil plant over here also. So that bed, got that figured out. I'm also going to install some irrigation over here. I'm getting so many beds that it's getting hard to maintain the watering regimen. This is the new bed that I still need to prep a little bit more. But I think I'm going to do a couple of different greens in there. I'm going to try, let's see if I got it written down. Nope, I left that one inside, but I'm going to try a bunch of different lettuces, maybe some heat-tolerant lettuces, dandelions, some French dandelions. I've never tried those, but I heard they're really good for you, so I'm going to try to get those going so I can get some perennials going in this bed. I think eventually I want to just have this as all a bunch of just different perennials that come back every year. I was going to do some walking Egyptian onions, but I was reading that that's better planted in the fall, so I'm just going to wait to get those in the ground. But once I get this established, hopefully that'll just maintain itself and I won't have to seed it in a year or every year. And I'll probably do a little hoop house over that in the wintertime. The garlic's done really good. It's overwintered well. We've had some warm days and really cold days, so you know, it's perked up and grown and then got hit down by the frost and grown and hit, and we've got some warm days going now, so it's growing again. So if it can make it through that, it's going to be fine. I think here I'm going to do some lettuce and maybe a kale plant or some more Swiss chard. I've got one live steak in here. You see there, that's the old collard tree, one of the live stakes on that, so we'll see what happens. And so far I think that collard tree experiment worked pretty good. I ended up I've got another video showing what I did, but I've got some live stakes in here and one of the tips in here. I think it's in this one. Yeah, those are 3 live stakes and they're putting leaves off. This is one of the tips. It had 3 trunks. That's one of the tips, and it did a lot better. You can see how healthy it is. It did a lot better than the one that I kept inside, that I brought inside and outside. That's this one over here. I think that's why it's green. It's just that plant, when it's colder it turns purple, when it's warmer it's green, and that one's been inside, so that's why it looks a little different. But that one, I struggled a little bit, but it still worked. It's going to be really interesting to see how these do. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 here. I think I'm going to leave these here and let them grow up. But I yanked 2 of those out of the ground and put over here. That's those 2. And they had some little roots already coming off of them, so I think they overwintered well. But yeah, this nice weekend weather really got me excited and got me out here and moving, got my beds all ready, and hopefully I'll have some sugar peas and snow peas here, not too distant future. Peace out.